by the time I'm done, I want just a moment in this experience where people are going to lose their minds.
The scene is becoming oversaturated. Some people are passive, they don't care.
DJing has become trendy because of the social media and everything.
What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Brodie Nero TV here on YouTube. Back with another podcast, back with another big interview. Let's rock. Before we get started, of course, please, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment on your favorite part of the video. Let me know your feedback. I'll always respond. Let's build a community. Let's do something special. And of course, turn the bell for notifications. Now, we've got Vanco in the building, hailing from South Africa, doing laps around the globe right now, spreading love, good music, positive vibes, big energy. Welcome, bro. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, Brodie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course.
Yeah,
Let's have
it's an honor, bro.
Yeah. So first and foremost, what's your thoughts on Bali? What do you think about the music scene here?
Bali is calm, refreshing, and at the same time energizing. I think it's a place when you sort of like need to reset, in my opinion, and want to start from scratch and then come harder.
Yeah.
I think Bali is that, man. I call it paradise.
Yeah, I would agree. There's one consistent thing that I've noticed that people come here is they either don't leave or they're super sad when they have to leave.
I'm always looking forward to come back to Bali.
Yeah.
I was just here now in May.
Yes.
Because of you, you know?
We
had a really cool intimate session at your venue.
Yes.
And I couldn't wait to be back again.
Yeah, no doubt.
And back to the part about electronic scene, looking back at from the first time I came here, which is pretty cool because I think that's when we met, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but now when we're going back after having a chat with you and looking at it now, I think electronic scene has grown and I like how people receive the music here. So it feels warm and welcome.
Amazing. Yeah, it's so great to have you back, bro. So for this discussion today, because you're a DJ and producer, I wanted to separate the two categories, starting with being a DJ. I have a bit of a controversial question that I like to start with. Yeah. How do you feel about being a DJ essentially being the new rock star of this day and age, and the fact that everybody wants to be one? It seems like a lot of people are, if for example, they have an established career and a lot of time on their hands, in my perception anyway, it seems that because DJing seems like such a cool thing, everybody's becoming one. And it's, in some people's opinions, the scene is becoming oversaturated. Some people are passive, they don't care. What's your thoughts on everybody wanting to become a DJ these days?
There's nothing wrong with that. I guess it's just, I'm not the one to tell or decide whether whether for good reasons or for whatever reasons. I feel like there's a bit of an entitlement when you look at it that way. It is what it is, because if it's trendy and people like it, there's still a bit of love, a bit of passion in it.
Yeah.
The way from where I'm sitting.
Yes.
And when I take myself for an instance, I've always loved music. And I come from a different background. I think we have had this story from a lot of artists, you know, that you start off in this corporate and you have a job. Maybe you work as an accountant. I used to work like as a cost engineer in real estate.
Wow.
That was my job. I went to school until master's level and I was still doing music. I had my own, I was like an associate partner to a fairly small to medium company in doing big projects back in South Africa, back home, building schools, malls and stuff.
Wow.
So, but that's still creativity, right? Yeah, in its own form, because you creating housing for people, roads for people, and all those kind of things, but at the same time still giving back. So, back to your question, I think DJing has become trendy because of the social media and everything.
Yes.
And it's fine. It's cool like that. So at some point, it's a matter of us adapting and pushing the levels and finding ourselves within that whole.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really calming and mature perspective. I mean, for me, I'm full transparency. I'm always trying to grow and evolve and mature in my own regards. So I've had mixed feelings because as someone that helps facilitate bookings for other artists, sometimes I'll see artists that really live and quite literally eat off of the craft, right? And then they're doing all they can to create opportunities and make money for themselves. And then I'll see, for example, someone that's financially established and already successful in their own regard come and jump into the profession and potentially overtake an opportunity for someone that really needs it. So sometimes I go back and forth with how I feel about the industry becoming so saturated. But similar to your perspective, I have another friend who's also an entrepreneur and a DJ, and he had said what the reason why he's cool with it, everybody wanted to become a DJ, is because what it's doing is creating this perception that, not even perception, but a fact that DJs are hot right now, and it can create more demand for DJs to get booked because it's such a cool profession. Everybody's looking at DJs right now, so we thought, it's going to make the ones that are serious and take the craft serious and professionally create more opportunities for them professionally, or create more opportunities for them in general, right? And the ones that are just coming in because it's a trend or a fad, they're not necessarily going to last because they're just doing it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But to each their own. But again, I think how you look at it is ultimately the best way, if I'm super honest here.
Come on. Thank you. But I think just to add on a bit to what you said, everyone has their own story and their own journey.
Yeah.
So it's very, and I think like this, it's also for my mental sanity. And I don't want to think so much deep.
True.
Like, I think when we met, we had this like cool energy, man. I'll never forget how you made me feel. You were very welcoming, even though you're like a booker on the other side and also like as an artist.
Yeah.
There's so many energies in the industry.
Yeah.
But because there's sort of like an alignment of like it's calm energy. It's just cool, good vibes.
Yeah.
Nothing complicated. I think that goes a long way. So that's why I think how I think. So even in the midst of someone coming from a different background and pursuing it, I mean, if they're good, man.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If they have a following, and if that, sometimes I often hear other bookers, not you, but some other bookers speak about wanting a return from investment. So basically they want the artist, a balance between the artist they're booking. It doesn't matter what background is. If they have following, people are gonna come, and they're gonna make their return back. So I started to be. It took me a while to be thinking how I am now, but I became calm and I understood that it is what it is. Just learn and adapt.
Keep moving. Super well said. Just to add on to that, for this point we're speaking about. I mean, given that there are so many DJs in Bali and around the world, a lot of times I'm looking for a DJ. If the goal is to make the venue money, and that dictates quote unquote success, then if I know a DJ can perform talent wise, and I'm comparing two DJs, if there's a DJ I know it's going to bring some business, i.e. a following or has a community, I'm leaning on that guy because it's important component to keeping the venue alive, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Next question. What and when do you feel as a DJ was your best performance in your career so far? Is there a specific location? Can you recall a couple years ago, recently?
As of recent, I think that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Let's think. Let's dig deep here.
This may sound crazy, but I think I give it all my best for every show that I do. So I always have a vibe where people go crazy.
Yes.
like it's like rain, and you see people coming to the booth, the girls, the guys, whether it's a small venue, big venue, medium. So I always sort of like create that moment. It's sort of like have become a drug for me, if I can be honest. It's the first time I'm actually talking about it.
Wow.
So if I'm to perform, if I don't get that moment, so I often step on stage with the feeling inside me that by the time I'm done, I want just a moment in this experience where people are going to lose their minds. They must go crazy. They must chant. They must sing. They must do whatever.
Yes.
So I've been getting that almost every gig that I've done.
Ah, got you.
Yeah. So even if I'm playing for, not to say that I've played for 5 people, but for like a very intimate. I mean, we have shared stages together, and so every gig is almost as special in its own form. But Ibiza Playa Soleil, as of recent, was something special for me.
Wow.
You know, I played for Quinta Samarians, such an amazing, great party.
Yes.
And then now they moved to Cova Santa, but the mood they create and the music that I do sort of like aligns. So I just gave my best, just like it's my first and last.
Super nice. Yeah. That actually, that's cool. I'm glad you mentioned that, because people have asked me before, like what I love DJing about the most, like what aspect of it. And for me, it's that there's moments during a set, for example, where you know that yourself and the crowd are nowhere but in that moment. Because how can you be raving or feeling the music and thinking about whatever tragedy you've had in the past, or whatever's ahead of you? Like, you can't really be anxious about it because you're just there and just now. And I think that's ultimately, I mean, they say it often, that presence is what you want to experience. We should be there as often as possible. So it's such a privilege as a DJ to be able to help create those moments. Really special.
Yeah, you know, we do our best in our own way to get to that level. But for me, it's become that age thing, bro. You know, like each time I step on stage, I'm constantly working. You know, like even in my downtime, like how if I play such a record and this, you know, mesh it with this and this, what kind of feel? And I learn from other people, like when they play. You know, I listen so much. I pay attention.
Wow.
Just for me to help me create that moment all the times.
Yes.
So that if I don't ever want to have a situation where I don't have that moment. So I'm just grateful and fortunate that at this point in time, it's been a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So a secondary question I have to that is, how do you deal with, let's say, in your own mind, not that necessarily the crowd would notice it, but how do you personally deal with like a subpar performance? Like, can you think of gigs that you've done like in the years over your career where you've come off stage and you thought, man, like this wasn't as good as the last one, or I wasn't as prepared as I wanted to be, or something like that? Have you experienced that, and how do you deal with it?
I did. I think as of recent, my last show in Ibiza.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow. So
honest with you.
What happened?
It was mixed emotions because I took my mom with. It was for Pablo Fierro at Club Chinua.
Okay.
Yeah. So I that was my first time traveling with my mom. So my mind was just in between trying to understand that, is she having fun? Is she okay? Backstage.
Okay.
You know, looking back, and subconsciously I'm thinking about it, and I'm also looking at the crowd. And Pablo, because it's Pablo Fierro's residence at We Are Club Chinua. Amazing energy, great energy. And I played after him. So I played the closing set. So now I was constantly like beating myself because we play more or less the same vibe. We produce together.
Right.
And he's been a distant mentor for me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, cool. Pablo has played like a very big role for me in my music production in the past, say 2-3 years.
Wow.
And just like, just for me to actually find my sound, advising me what to do. So back to your question, as in like how I felt after that set. Because I'm bringing my vibe, which is more close sonically, sounds like his. I think I spent so much time checking songs on my playlist because I don't plan for my sets. I just go with the flow.
Oh, no way. Zero planning.
I don't know what I'm going to play.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I have folders and that I name subgenres and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably know that I'm going to play the songs from my side, from my discography that I'm trying to push. And that's been getting a bit of buzz.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know. But what other songs, I have no idea. So I just spend so much time thinking so much deeply. Did I play this song? Maybe he played it. Maybe he didn't. So I felt like I could have done better.
Got you.
But the people had fun.
Right.
I had the moments.
Yeah.
There was a few moments, when people start sending you clips.
Okay, nice.
Hey, your show was cool.
Yeah.
But because we're entertainers, we're performers, it's not a perfect world for us internally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. That's the show I could remember. And I just play the part. Like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And I'm confident I'm bringing this in.
Yes.
But if I can be honest with myself, I felt like I could have done better.
Got you. How did you process those emotions? And the reason I'm going a bit deeper on this is because I'm sure for this podcast, there's going to be like a lot of other DJs listening. Yeah. And I'm sure all of us have experienced. I mean, I can think of a time maybe a year and a half ago, like I like cleared a floor. Not that the floor was big, but like I experimented too much and it was a negative outcome, unfortunately. And I was destroyed like the next day. Like I just like, I was eating myself about it. And I've had to learn from that experience because allowing what happened that night to continue on a whole another half day at least, I knew I didn't want to feel that anymore. And between that time and now, I've had other experiences where for sure I've never cleared a floor again, but I've had to process the emotions of knowing I didn't do my best or knowing I didn't do as good as I wanted to. Yes. And I've had to just mature and let it go. Easier said than done in some cases, but you have to work through it, right?
That's
so how were you able to process those emotions, knowing your mom was there and go through that experience? Was it easy just letting it go, knowing you had to, or did it stick around, or what was your process with that?
So by nature, I'm the type of person that believes in the notion to say, if it's done, it's done.
Right.
You learn.
It's done, it's done.
It's done, it's done. You take notes from there and then you move on. And I think often some people might be like, are you done playing it? No, I feel just like you, but I can't change it. I can't reverse time.
Exactly.
What I can change is what I'm going to do next. So that's my choice. I mean, I'm with my mom, I'm with my friends that flew from different parts of the world to come support me. I have to keep it going. Yeah. So that's like my sort of like response, and it's in me. It's been how I'm built, and that's me.
Amazing.
So I think it helps me with when we put it into the musical perspective, so that I can move on and carry on. It wasn't really like a bad show. I like what you said. I didn't perform to as I expected that I was going to, but people had an amazing show. As usual, you get those moments and stuff, but deep down there, you know that, okay, cool, this was cool, safe, but I felt like I could have done better.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking your mom is there, your friend is there, and you like your mentor so much. Like Pablo, it's like, I appreciate him. He's like my brother, so I want him to be insanely happy.
Yes,
Not just happy, insanely happy. Blow his mind, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether if that happened or not, I don't know. But deep down there, I just felt like, okay, cool, great. This is my first time doing a closing for such a big show. And I felt like I could even, I just move on, bro.
Yeah.
Following morning, I woke up. I took notes. Crazy enough, I have, the notes app on my phone.
Yeah.
So I wrote down top 5 songs of the night.
Oh, nice.
And then I typed down top bad songs. Not to say bad, but not so fitting for my set.
Yes, well articulated. Yeah,
not so fitting for my set at that point in time. And then, so I have a folder, I call it a test folder, where I'm testing songs. So it happens that the songs that were not so fitting that I wrote down is the songs that I've been playing for the longest. And I understood that it's time for a change.
Wow.
And then it just grounded me. Cool. That I need to do more crate digging of songs, and then I just keep it moving.
Nice. Yeah, I like that, man. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick backstory here on how we connected.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
it was 2 years ago, one of my first gigs at Savaya, opening for Lalu and you.
Yeah, amazing.
Both played exceptionally well, super
appreciate
inspiring for me. And I didn't see you for a while, and then we reconnected again because we booked you for Miss Fish Bali, which is a really cool, intimate speakeasy venue here in Canggu, Bali. They had their first festival called Matsuri, which I think we're going to do annually. And so you're one of the first international artists that we booked. Really good night. So we got to connect more and know each other a little more deeper. And something I wanted to talk about too, just because the nightlife is so crazy. You had mentioned you don't drink alcohol. And seeing, and personally, I'm starting to actually see more across social media now, like anti-alcohol communities, and it's becoming more and more trendy. I'm noticing that the research is becoming more prevalent, I guess you could say, saying how bad alcohol is. So the first question I have for you is, why don't you drink? And the second question I have is, and I need it for myself to understand, how do you handle the intensity of nightlife when everybody's like, let's say on another planet in the club, like just raving and partying hard, and still stay sober and not affected and influenced by all of, let's say, the heavier side, keeping it light, the heavier side of nightlife in general, especially as like a touring artist. So how do you handle that potential influence and everything with that as a DJ?
I don't drink. That's just by choice. I've never drank.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I mean I've never drank, like as a habit, maybe like back in college, I was trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Because it's so just a bit of context to that.
Yeah.
So there's a girl I was so madly into.
Yeah.
So she drank. So this was my first year of college.
Cool.
And then I felt like if I can have some drinks with her, it'll be cooler, and then she would accept me. So that's the only reason why I tried alcohol, But then it was maybe a few times, maybe 5 times. But then I don't like the taste. That's just me. And it's by choice. And I also, because I was raised by a single parent, my mom. And then my dad was an alcoholic, from the stories I hear from not only my mom, but alcohol used to be his thing. So I didn't want to repeat the same story for myself.
Got you.
So I think it gets personal to me.
Yes.
So I just want to make a difference for the next generation going forward.
Big.
Yeah, that's
big
why
respect.
I don't. Yeah. Too much of everything in life is not good. I'm not God, and I'm not here to tell people whether alcohol is good or bad.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this, in the entertainment lifestyle or in life in general, too much of water is not good as well.
Right.
Too much of alcohol is not good. People have certain addictions. You could be on drugs. You could be on whatever it is. Not because I'm having a podcast with you or because I want to buy likes or whatever. I see there's nothing wrong with that to a certain extent. Just because the research or someone, I don't know who said this is wrong or right. For all you know, too much of sugar is bad. I was so much, I have a sweet tooth.
Yeah, same.
And I'm proud to be, I'm so grateful that I'm just going to dab into this because it's sort of like linked.
Please.
Yeah. So I'm like almost 2 years cancer free,
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were diagnosed before?
Yeah. I had cancer. Bro. I had sarcoma cancer.
Whoa.
Nothing to feel crazy because I was never, at some point I forgot that I had it. I just kept living. Thanks to my ex-fiance for helping me find that out, because if it wasn't for her, I would never find out there.
Wow.
Anyways, so when I think about it, if someone is to ask me why did that happen to me, I think it's because of too much sugar. I was living on energy drinks, a lot of them, a lot of chocolates, I'll put maybe 5 teaspoons of sugar in a small cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. So there's nothing wrong with anything we do, but too much of it that's when I feel like it becomes a problem. So if you can control it, then that's fine.
Got you.
So back to your question, I've already answered why I don't drink.
Yeah.
And then I don't think alcohol it's bad or whatever as a touring DJ. But if you can control your vices, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I agree. Too much of
balance.
anything. Yeah, absolutely. But dealing with how hectic the nightlife can be. Well, I guess if you don't drink, you don't really have the comparison to say on certain nights when you are indulging in alcohol or whatever. But I was just curious, like, when, like, of course, there's always those people that are so drunk or so inebriated and a bit sloppy, and you're trying to perform and they're in your ear and all this stuff. Like, how are you able to deal with that? Is it just a matter of staying calm and keeping your composure?
I think I'm a mellow person in general.
Yeah, that's 100%.
I'm like mellow, same vibe.
Yeah.
So what I usually do, I'm easygoing, but if I see that someone's frequency is a bit higher, I sort of like slowly, because you're constantly aware of what's happening in you. I slowly remove myself. I slowly disappear.
Ninja.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then by the time you realize, why is this guy probably gone? Yeah. I'm probably like playing.
Yeah.
Or I'll probably pop in here and there just to show face. But I wouldn't go outside something that my heart doesn't want. You know?
Yeah.
Because also sometimes when people are on the influence or different frequencies, let's just say.
Well said.
People, the honesty, I think it becomes a bit crazy. You know, hey man, I love you. Hey man, you're so amazing. Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. You know, so like just having that mutual vibe. But then I always remove myself in it if I can't take it, or if there's like maybe someone to help me, like a road manager or someone, I can always just step into them like, bro, this and this is happening.
Yeah.
And you just don't be too harsh because they are expressing themselves. They don't understand.
Yeah.
But just slowly carve them a bit out, just to control the situation.
Yeah.
And then we keep it moving.
Yeah. Nice, bro. Nice. Actually, I'm starting to realize one of the benefits of doing these interviews now is like I'm learning myself, and again, full transparency, I'm still trying to grow and mature in a lot of regards. So hearing this, because I can think of a moment maybe like a few weeks back, someone was like just really in my ear, like just saying a whole lot of nothing. I'm like, dude, like I'm performing, and I knew I got a little bit angry, let's say. But there's always a more conscious and mature way to navigate the situation. So appreciate the gems, bro. Nice, man. So switching gears now from DJing into producer, and we spoke a little bit about this. I heard a little bit about your story as we were speaking in the lounge here. Yeah. What was your entry point into music? What age were you, and what's your background getting into music? Did you play instruments, or you just had it around you growing up, or?
My background is totally different from what I do right now. I've always loved music. My family they've always played music since when I was young. In South Africa, when I think about it, music has been a voice for, especially like black communities, because we dominant. That's where we come from.
Right.
It's been always a voice of expression. So like every household, they love records. They're playing records. Cool. And soul has been something that we love in general, soul and rhythm. So coming out from a household of that loves music, soul, rhythm, and gospel music.
Beautiful.
Most families, gospel
pure soul,
music.
Yeah.
And, and that's like worship thing, vibe. I always knew that I wanted to do music. But then my family, there's a lot of doctors, accountants, very academic people.
Highly educated.
My mom is highly educated. My mom she's a dentist. She's in the medical field. My aunts are in accounting and all. So fast forward it, our last year of high school, we call it matric in South Africa. Mm-hmm. So that's when I had an idea that I wanted to pursue this as a career. However, I was going to do whatever it takes to make it work.
Nice.
So my mom wanted me to study something else, and wanted me to study dentistry. Like what she was doing.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a bad idea. But then instead, I opted to study quantity surveying, real estate, construction vibes, because it's something that I could tolerate as a 9 to 5 in my life. So at that age, I had already thought, what can I tolerate as a human being, as a 9 to 5, that I don't really like? I want to do music, but this is okay because it's numbers. I'm cool with numbers.
Nice.
Done that. So I knew that if I had pursued that, I was going to go to a university in Johannesburg. And the other programs I was going to study, they're going to send me outside the city. And in order for me to get to this music where I am right now, I have to make it in Johannesburg, the main city.
Ah, strategic, bro. I like it.
So I made sure that I go to college in Johannesburg. So there's a province north of South Africa. It's called Limpopo.
Limpopo.
Yeah. And there's a province, the south tip of South Africa. It's called Western Cape. So I was either going to one of the two. So I made sure I stay in Johannesburg.
Nice.
That's step number 1.
Cool.
And then I stayed in Johannesburg. So I used to bunk lectures. I'm not advising everyone to bunk their lectures when they go to college, but this is my journey. So I used to miss some classes, and then I'd go to a music institute called Soul Candy in South Africa. Wow. So no one knew me. And then I became friends with one of the guys. Now he's based in Taiwan, Mr. Sunshine. He's a DJ doing some amazing stuff.
Cool.
And then I met other artists like Cuba, Kasango. He also played a big role in my career. But then that time his name was Kesnova.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Name change.
Yeah. So Kasango was one of the people. Cuba was one of the people. DJ Clock and DJ Cleo at that time. So these are names like powerhouse names back in South Africa, and even worldwide. So these people sort of like gave me a warm welcome, a bit of an idea of how the music sounded like. And fun fact, Shimza as well, because Shimza was friends with Cuba. They're friends then because they used to go to the same class. Shimza, Cuba, and Kasango went to the same class. So I would learn from them as well at a distance.
Wow.
So from the production, mixing and mastering, I was already baked and well surrounded by the people that are already doing amazing, bigger things.
Nice.
I finished studying, I worked, and I just kept my circle with them. And then that was my foundation, including another person, Tandi Dry. I forgot to mention. She's also a big vocalist. She's touring and stuff.
Okay.
So from there, that was my family, my musical family.
Wow, surrounded by legends.
Surrounded by legends, people that are doing it bigger than I was. And then that was my first hope. And then I met international producers and DJs that also helped me, which is like your Pablo Fierro, Bodhisattva, Jeff.
Big names.
I'll say Louis Vega as well.
Wow.
I would say Black Coffee as well. And Temba.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's the next chapter in my life where I'm surrounded by these people around, and Mario Bedbox, as of lately, and few years, So that's how I've been. Moving, and that's been my journey.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, I had no idea. So, so formally educated in music, like in a music institute, essentially, and then surrounded by like huge names from Afrohouse right now.
Yeah, but I was studying engineering, bro.
Yeah, right. But so you're saying you would leave class sometimes and go to this institute?
Just to network and see how
just
people...
to network.
Yeah,
okay, so you weren't actually a student at the...
No, I was not even a student.
So you're just going there rubbing shoulders with the right people?
Rubbing shoulders just to see how people move. So there used to be a group called Mikasa. I don't know if you have heard of a group called Mikasa from South Africa.
No.
So I'd also meet. There's one famous vocalist from the group. His name is Jay something.
Mm-hmm.
I would meet him and have a chat with him. He doesn't even know that.
Wow.
Kid Funk, his name is Alan. I don't know if you know Stay True label.
Okay, yeah.
So the owner Stay True founder. I would also have a chat with him, but he doesn't know. So no one remembers me then.
So you're just like on some ninja moves, going in there.
Not really ninja. I think I just like my little corner space. I like having intimate stage sessions with people.
Okay.
So I would just learn and still learning. So I'm always like a student. So that's my journey. So I would go meet these people. I'll go to gigs even.
Mm-hmm.
So my first year of release was 2015. That's the first year. That was my first year as a producer, DJ. I don't know how old I was, but yeah. But I was pretty in my early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. But then I feel like I started late because I had to go to school, finish, worked a bit, and then start releasing.
Right.
So I finished college, my postgrad honorary year, 2014, and then 2015 was my first year of releasing and DJing.
What a journey.
Yeah.
Nice. And in full swing now. So you've released on labels Sony, Universal,
Yeah.
Get Physical, Defected, Sondela, the list goes on. What release since 2015 do you feel is the record that really gave you momentum, like launched your career?
So the record that launched my career is Luto,
Okay.
I believe.
Sweet.
And that was through Afrocentric label, based in Dubai. And yeah, because Luto, it's like a love song. Luto means nothing, just like the word Luto it's in Zulu means nothing. But the context of the song, it's a guy just basically say, I'm nothing without your love.
Cool.
And this is a friend of mine, Jabulo say. So we used to play basketball together for years without knowing that he can sing. And then we jump in the studio together.
Yeah.
That song puts me in the pedestal. And then Jeff remixed it. And the remix got a lot of buzz through Black Coffee, playing it at Tomorrowland and Tomorrowland using it in their ads and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
Got you. What year was this? Do you recall?
2018.
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Amazing. I mean, that's a huge platform. So it's like a double whammy. You got Black Coffee playing it, and it's at Tomorrowland, and they're running ads with it. Like
it's a remix by Jeff, and Jeff is quite like a household in the. And then previously, the original just blew. In terms of my career scale, it blew at home. I was like on TV, like on music and MTV.
Wow.
You know, and yeah, and got gigs, and that's what actually introduced me to my people back home, and also to the world, because after the whole Black Coffee Jeff remix being played at Tomorrowland and other DJs supporting it. So yeah,
wow,
that was the first record I remember that pushed me out. And,
massive.
Yeah,
cool. Maybe the answer is the same, but can you give us a moment in your career where you said to yourself, like, wow, I'm really doing this. I'm really popping off. Like, I'm here. Was it a phone call, a release, a contract signing, an email, a DM? Like, can you remember like a really, really big wow moment over the years that you said that really helped you, felt like my 2 feet are grounded in the industry? Like, I'm here and it's on. Like, there's no going back.
So it was back in 2018. I went to ADE.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was still working as a junior associate quantity surveyor in a construction company.
Yeah, with releases.
With releases.
Gigging.
During the day, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And then at night, I'm a DJ, gigging, doing whatever it takes for me to actually fully pursue this. Mm-hmm. And then in October, I just took a leave myself. I was like, I'm going to Amsterdam.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my mom gave me a huge check there. So I had a lot of backing.
Wow.
I stayed in a very posh hotel. Everything was really cool. Just like a holiday for me. And my family supporting me, and my company as well, allowing me to go, you know. I get there. I've done it. Have you been to AD before?
I haven't yet, no.
So AD is Amsterdam Dance Event at the conference, where a lot of promoters across the globe, artists, they meet, and it's just a whole full week of conferences, events, and people just linking, meeting, and networking. So I get there, and I'm just like with a few friends of mine. And what was interesting is in the Afrohouse scheme, people were taking pictures with me. That was so strange. So I'm just so you walk into like a typical like cool like small Afrohouse event in a coffee shop. They're like, "Yo, Vanco, yeah, we like your music, man. Dub record. Let's take a picture." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Mm-hmm.
These people are taking pictures with me. Why? Okay, cool, great.
Yeah.
They like what I do. Cool. That's a great start. And I was playing for free for some of those events because in Amsterdam, most parties were, I don't know now as of late because I haven't been there lately. So they were free then.
Mm-hmm.
And people were familiar with the name. They're like, "Yeah, it's amazing to see you in person."
Crazy.
Yeah. And that was first step. And then I got my booking. That was when I got my booking to play in Dubai. At the same time, drop Luto, that record that popped me first to the world with. And then I went back home. And then December the same year, because between October 2018 and December 2018, bookings started just coming in a lot of them. And they started becoming fairly decent interest from outside South Africa. So I understood that, okay, cool, something is going to happen. Something is special. Let me give it a try. I'm still young. I don't have a family. I'm alone. I don't have what we call black tax. So black tax is when you have to look after your family. You're basically a breadwinner.
Got it.
You go to, so we call it black tax in South Africa.
Yeah.
But I guess
interesting.
But I guess other cultures, I'm learning other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you could be the only breadwinner, the first to pop off.
Yeah.
So you start looking after your mother, your cousins,
Yes.
everything. So I didn't have that. So I'm grateful and fortunate. Mm-hmm. So I used that to my advantage. As like, I'll give myself a bit of time to go explore this thing I call music. I've always loved it. And then December 2018, my partners, they sat me down. They're like, "Bro, we're always calling you for stuff at work. You know, construction is also a heavy industry in its own.
Yeah.
But you're telling us that you're going to Dubai. You're in this country. You're in this city gigging. I think you need to pursue this.
Yeah.
You're always welcome to come back."
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah. So they
And rare too.
Yeah, it's very rare. Till today, I'm still friends with them.
Beautiful.
And they're like, "If you still want shares in it, we can give you. But this is your home. Go do this music thing. You love it so much." I didn't flinch. They took me to a very posh restaurant back in China. I remember that night very well. I said, "Bro, I'm going to sign up straight up. I'm gone."
Wow.
Yeah, and then I never looked back. And then 2019 was my first year of actually doing this officially. It's been a very challenging road, I must say. But eventually, I'm here now and I'm grateful to be doing it.
Wow. What a story, man. It seems like a sequence of blessings, not to be cliche, but a sequence of great people and a lot of amazing support. I mean, hearing that, I think it's a unique situation where you wanted to pursue music from a young age, but then you had a family that said, "Hey, we would prefer you go this route, a more academic route, dentistry and what have you." But then when they saw the manifestation of your efforts in the midst of getting educated and working another career, and they gave you their blessings and support, essentially, they say, "Hey, we want you to go this route, but then we can see your heart wants you to go this route," and full support. That's a super, super cool and beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that's why it was so important for me to take my mom with this summer in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Because she's been supportive of my career, financially, everything from the starts, you know. My first few music videos, yeah, she's like, "My company's gonna sponsor you. I want that money back," you know, laughing in a joking way.
Yeah.
But just like any other child, you know, you could be your parents, you could be your grandmother, or whoever that looked after you. Not all of us have good relationships with our mother, father, whatever.
True.
Yeah, but whoever that looked after you,
Yeah.
you always want to make them proud.
Absolutely.
At some point. So that would be like your driving force. So yeah, so like my mom has been part of that journey. So, and my brother.
Wow.
So I just went in and I still hit it.
Nice.
Hard. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Wow. Exciting journey, bro. Man, I want to completely go left field right now. I just feel compelled to ask, what do you believe in terms of like spirituality? What fuels you? What gives you hope? What gives you a faith? Are there like is there anything directly that you believe in religiously? Are there any different practices you apply? Because I think that whether we're conscious of it or not, or whether we choose to accept it or not, there's something greater than us that's fueling us and giving us the energy to push things forward. I was just curious how you feel and what your beliefs are in that regard.
So I'm raised in a Christian household, Catholic to be specific. I still believe in Christianity, and I believe in God, the higher power, and I believe He exists, and I also believe in energy so much. So I'm learning that energy is the universe. Apparently, it's something to do with universe.
So they say, yeah.
So they say. But I pray to God.
Got you.
Yeah. And for the mere fact that I'm African, also I can't. We shouldn't get it twisted. Africans by nature. Before then, we learned that Africans believed in spiritual and its ancestors. So ancestors are people that died long ago before us, and their spirits lives. And I also believe in that. And what made me believe in that is it's a recent thing actually, because when my granddad, my grandfather is the father figure in my life.
Got it.
So he played that role for me, my granddad, on a bigger scale. So when he passed on 2018, I feel him, I chat to him. It sounds weird, but if I have like something going on in my life, I see him in my dreams, and for some reason things just flow.
Wow.
So that's just me understanding. I never believed in it, but I'm understanding that it exists, and it's a slow transition in it. So I believe in God, in the higher power, in energy, just in there.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I was super close. I got a tattoo of my grandfather here. He was from Guyana, and
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
played an important role in my life too. Had my father as well, but for sure, big connection to grandfather. So that's cool. Some synergies. Nice, man. Appreciate you sharing that. I know it's a bit personal, but I think it's an important thing, right? I mean, we're on this journey. A lot of times we face huge adversities, and we don't know who or what to turn to. Life can feel lonely at times, especially when you're pursuing a career
Like
in music and people don't get it. And there's a lot of people that love music and would love a career in it too. So it's nice to have something to lean on, essentially.
You believe in that too? What do you believe in?
Man, good question. I was thinking, how do I define what I believe in? But I'm not sure how to necessarily put into words, but I know that there's something bigger and greater than me, and I felt it from a young age.
Yeah.
And although life has been an uphill battle, and I've tried so many different things career-wise over my years, and I personally feel and kind of know that I had a late start of having quote-unquote professional success.
Yes.
The only thing I can really attest and give credit to is something bigger than me, let's say God, to give me the endurance to keep pursuing and keep trying to find myself in my path. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm aligned with you there.
Yeah, no doubt, bro.
Yeah.
Nice, man. So a couple more questions here. I always like to finish with these two. So switching gears again back into DJing and personal branding and everything. Social media is obviously a huge thing.
Indeed, yeah.
Our phones are an extension of us essentially now. Are there any marketing techniques that you have across social media that you think are working for you to keep you relevant on the scene? Because I feel like, let's say you're not on Instagram and you're not posting, it's going to severely negatively impact your quote-unquote relevance in the industry. Are there any consistent things that you do consistently or best practices that you apply for your marketing online?
To be honest with you, there's two answers to this that I give you. So this is based on my experience. Years, I could say before this year, I used to be so big in content, strategic posts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
There's an element of authenticity that's needed in what we do. And I think somehow people feel it.
Yeah.
God, universe. I don't know what's the right term or the right word to use, but something and an element of luck. So I don't know recently if I did an edit of Water, Tyler.
Okay. Yes.
You see that Tyler? Yeah, that
gave me that exclusive link. Bless you, bro. Thank you.
Man. So this is a Grammy Award winning record as of recent, right? And I made that track in February this year. Mm-hmm. My first quarter of this year was mad, bro. I think if I can remember, probably the lowest I've hit as a person, rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of 2024, first quarter this year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
First month was very hard for me.
Okay.
I can remember. Yeah.
Okay.
It was really hard, painful for me. So many personal things.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then February, I make this record. There was nothing happening in me. I think I had hit the ceiling in my career. That's how I felt.
Okay.
Over the years.
Yeah.
I think I've hit the ceiling in my career. But for some reason, I always believe that there's light even in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not trying to dwell my thoughts I'm not trying to feel sorry for me or dwell onto things that I can't like control.
Mm-hmm.
So I make this record. It's a bootleg. I had made it for myself, for my DJ, for my own DJ sets.
Yeah.
And then I shared it with a couple of DJs like your Shimza and other people and stuff. So I have a big scar. This scar will always remind me of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So I get this scar because I was playing basketball earlier this year.
Yeah.
And then some friend just obviously playing, not because he intentionally wanted to break my finger.
Mm-hmm.
I broke my finger, my middle finger. So I went for a minor surgery.
Whoa, okay. This happened this year?
This year, so that they can put a steel plate.
Damn.
So that they can straighten, I don't know, fix the bones. And, a lot of stuff, yeah. So this was supposed to be like a 30-minute to 1 hour surgery. But then turns out they had complications when they were done with the procedure. I think they were removing a tube. Apparently, I don't know if how well you vested with the medical field. Like when they put you to sleep, they put in a tube so that you able to breathe. When they're doing the whole operations and stuff. So everything was done. Cool. They're done with the surgery. They seal it in, and cool. And then they're taking that whole pipe. And then as they were taking that pipe, my cords on my throat, they locked. And then I stopped breathing. And then fluid started building in my lungs. I basically was out. Yeah, and then they had to like resuscitate me back to life. And then they sent me to ICU. So I was there for a couple of days. I was unconscious for 1.5 days.
Come on, bro. This year?
Yeah, this year. Before Misfit.
What?
So now I've made this song, this edit, just before I went into the ICU. And then I spent a few days in there, and then they released me into the normal ward. So when I was in the ICU, I couldn't breathe on my own because I was now on machines that are breathing for me. So I went to theater thinking I'm coming out. And the next thing I wake up, I have pipes in my mouth. I'm in ICU. Then I knew that, it's crazy right now. It's the first time in my life I ever felt very it's
serious.
Yeah, it's serious. I've had cancer and then I've beat that, so I'm grateful and I'm blessed. It wasn't as intense as this time. This time it's just like a hand. It's just like a finger.
Yeah.
And the next thing you
expect.
The last thing you expect, bro. So I remember just praying hard, man, to God, and all I wanted was just to come out.
Yeah,
I didn't care whether if I made music or whatever, but that was when I think about it, toughest time. Wow. I couldn't breathe on my own. I could see these things just breathing on my behalf. Fun fact, my first day into like a normal ward, and then I went to the file, finished this file. I bounced it. The quality is not like very loud.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to my few friends, including Shimza, these big DJs.
Yeah.
I sort of like disappeared off my phone for a couple of days so that I could get better. When I got back, the phone is buzzing. The phone is buzzing. People are doing the marketing.
Yeah.
So this is just a full story just to answer to your question about the social media.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
Crazy story.
There was nothing happening on my social media.
Yeah.
During this time for a few weeks.
Yeah.
But because I dropped this edit that people know of, the marketing was being done by people. All I
Best
just
marketing in the world is other people.
Yeah, but
referrals,
then the market is the market itself, which is the people, the demand.
Yes.
So it's a lesson I learned this year to date.
Yeah.
For the first time in my career, I understand what it means when you have a record that people like. And I don't know, it could be God doing something, showing you something or whatever, but I don't know. I don't have the answer to you. But people do marketing for me. Every day I'm always having to repost and direct people to like, hey, download this water edit because the team didn't make it official. That's the crazy part. But kind of music, I think you've seen videos I've been reposted. Every weekend, everywhere in the world, every continent, someone is playing that song. Every day. That's crazy. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Now I have to choose. I have to repost. Oh man, no, I don't want to repost.
Yeah.
Today I'm dropping my single Keladi.
Nice. Congrats.
It's been getting buzz, but I still have to sort of like downplay this whole thing of reposting water and stuff. So that song has done so much that I never expected in my career in terms of marketing. So on my socials, I just repost. People are doing the marketing for me. And that has helped me be on the, I think I'm on, it gave me spotlight.
Yeah.
And then now people are going back to my the old discography and checking the other gigs. Yeah, they're like, actually, this guy played here.
Yes.
And you played there. And then yeah.
Oh, man.
And so that has helped me. And then I'm very organic with my social media. I do how I feel and how I please, you know.
Yeah, nice.
And then I do that over and above. Obviously, you work hard to create better content, but I'm not really big on like I can't sleep. I'm not a content producer. I'm an artist.
Got you. Artist before anything.
But artist before anything, and I stick to that.
Yeah, got it.
I'm grateful that I'm in this space where people are doing the marketing for me to drive my social media slowly but surely, organically.
Yeah, amazing. Well, bro, what a story. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I felt like as we were talking, I was like, man, we had like this deep spirituality category that we spoke with something. Sure, and then I switched to marketing. I was like, man, was that too abrupt? That's what I'm thinking in my mind right now. But then it ended up being like everything kind of tied together. It's so cool, man. Well, bro, so glad you're here right now and able to do this conversation.
Yeah, I'm grateful,
it's just
man.
Nuts, man.
Yeah.
And just to add one more thing onto the marketing topic. So I had call it like a solopreneur freelance online marketing business for like 6 years until I went full on in music. And yeah, to your point, like there's a couple elements here. The reason why I'm a bit passionate about marketing is because I really like how you never know what the result's going to be. And, you know, absolutely being organic and being authentic, but I would say consistency is an important element. You shouldn't always necessarily try to hack the algorithm. I don't think they're meant to be hacked, but showing up consistently and bringing value to your community and your following is important. But the reason I'm passionate about marketing is because you just never know what's going to pop. Like for me, I'm taking YouTube super consistently. And of course, I want my numbers to go crazy, but I don't know if it's going to be because I have 1 million subscribers that my life's going to change. I don't know if it's going to be one interview from this one or 3 down the road that's going to change something. One subscriber who's a crazy billionaire and wants to invest in me. That's the beauty of this journey. And I think such is life.
Yeah.
You'd agree?
You're just doing what you can.
Yeah, just
with
doing
what you have.
Yes. Amen.
That's it. You never know until you do it, bro.
Yeah. Amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question of the day.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make this a consistent thing to close out with because I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, there's going to be a lot of DJ producers that consume this content. It's my hope, and get some inspiration,
Inshallah.
education, and value from it.
Yeah.
So imagine there's a DJ or producer out there right now who's starting to get some momentum, some gigs. Maybe they've signed a few records. What are a few pieces of advice you could offer them to help advance their career? Not necessarily to stay motivated, because they already have some momentum, but they're really trying to excel to the next level.
First thing is, you never know until you try it out. So what I mean by that is, I don't have the answers or advice for anyone, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But what I know is, what you see for yourself, write it down, try it. If you want to be the big star, do it, try it. Make the record. Put the record out.
Yeah.
Go follow those people that are doing the whatever that you look up to. See what they're doing. Learn from them. But I can't tell you that if you drop it like this, if you go left, if you go right, if you don't do it, you never know.
Yeah.
Just like you can see a pretty Khan walk around. If you don't go after and ask for a number, approach, like, you're obviously approaching it to be smooth and nice, but no one tells you that when you get to a girl, you should hit A or B or C. You never know,
right?
If until you start having a chat with her.
Yeah,
it's a dialogue, a back and forth. That's how I feel with music.
Got it. So you have an interest to do something, just do it.
Just do it. You never know. If she says no, it's fine. You move on.
Right.
Check. You try other things.
Yeah, got it. And I would say also something you mentioned earlier, whether you were conscious of it or not, something intuitively told you, I want to pursue music. I need to position myself here geographically, first of all, and I need to go to this place, the Music Institute or the school, whatever it was, and put myself around these people.
All those things, it's like gut feeling. But at the end of the day, I've always liked it, right? Whether it's nothing to do with money, it's nothing to do with fame. I mean, I'm already in real estate. There's such like a lot of money that I could have stayed with, and I have strong backing. I'm highly educated.
Right.
Yeah, strong backing.
Okay.
But I still wanted to leave off a job that doesn't feel like a job. And music happens to be that passion for me. It's a job that's to be taken seriously. Yep. But it doesn't feel like a job for me. So
got it. Yeah.
I think we had this chat yesterday.
Yeah.
We were talking. I think
Atlas,
yeah. I think we had a chat about this. So like, that's what I think. Having to do something, and then no one has the answers until you try it out and be intentional and be consistent and all those things.
Yeah.
But do it, then you have the answer.
Amen, bro. Well said. Dude, I want to take a moment to acknowledge you. After hearing this crazy story, I have even higher, an even greater amount of gratitude and appreciation that you're here, like actually existing. I'm grateful for you being on the podcast. I'm sure everybody watching is going to get a lot of value. Man, I just keep thinking about how much I'm learning through this process. Like, this is only the second interview. We had Bogue a couple weeks back, and I learned from him and learning from you. So thank you again. Good luck on your show tonight at Desa Kitsune.
Thank you, man. And just to circle back before I leave, because you booked me for Miss Fish.
Yeah.
When was that? Was like in May.
Oh. Yeah, not too long ago. Couple months, something like that.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. So still like slowly recovering from that whole incident, and it meant a lot for me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, great.
Yeah, and that's how I think when we did connect that day, we were cool, and then we had like a nice chat, and it was really cool, man.
Yeah.
So you know what they say? Well, how you make first impression counts. How you make people feel. They always remember that.
Yeah,
and
nice,
thank
man.
You for
appreciate
for
you
the
bro.
warm welcome.
Love,
yeah, man.
Love.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks a lot for being here on the podcast. Like I said in the beginning, please like, subscribe, comment on your favorite part. Give Vanco a follow, support him, the music, the social media, everything. If you're in Bali, get to Desa Kitsune, support him on his journey, and we'll see you on the next episode. Love and peace.